Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? All right. Man, I'm looking to get this thing started. Okay. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right. If you are in, give me a little type in the chat. Just let me know you're here. Tell me hello. And I'm about to get this thing rolling. So, like I said, happy Sunday. And it is 3 o'clock Pacific time. And I'm excited to get this thing rolling. So first time I've done this. First time I've done this. So welcome to the Max Moments book club, and yeah, I'm really excited to get this thing started. So this was something that we'll just get straight into it. So this is something that I have been thinking about doing for a while. So as you know, if you're here now, by the way, some of you are going to be in here live and you're going to be watching this live. And if you do, I really appreciate you jumping on here live. If once the recording goes out, some of you might be watching this on replay, and if you are, then that's great too. But most of all, what I wanted to share is just quickly a little bit about why I started this. So you're tuning in. Maybe you have the book. Maybe you have the Max Moments book. Maybe you don't. But either way, I actually published this book back in 2023 at the middle of last year. And it was something that I'd always wanted to do. I'd always wanted to publish a book. And so from speaking with all the people that read the book, many people, if you know, there's 42 max moments in here. So it's called Max Moments, Powerful Lessons to Help You Break Through from Good to Great. And when I wrote the book, they are these small little max moments. And I'm going to get into a little bit deeper in what they are in just a second. But when I wrote the book, what I was noticing that some people were just kind of going through the book. And if you're like me, you kind of like a voracious reader and you just want to read, 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 read. So what was happening was some people were just reading the books, and I would ask them and say, what do you think about the action questions at the end? They said, well, I didn't actually do the action question. I was thinking about going back and doing it. And what I was noticing was some people weren't taking the time to really process and go through the content, and especially the action questions at the end, and do it in a way where it could be really beneficial to them. So what I decided to do was create this book club. So what's going to happen is once a month. So starting this month, this is the first one in January. Once a month, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on live, YouTube live, and I'm going to do one max moment. So I'm going to choose one max moment from the book, and what I'm going to do is basically maybe not go word for word with the book, but just maybe give a summary of what that max moment is that we're going to be talking about, and then ask you, whoever's live, or again, if you're going to be watching it. Let me say hi, Hub. What's up? Just typing in the chat. But yeah, so going to be taking that time to then break down the max moment and then give you the opportunity to really answer that question and do some deep dive into how that max moment can apply to you in your life, wherever you're at this specific moment in time. So if it's okay with you, that's basically the plan for this max moment today. Again, like I say, it's the first time we've done it. And my plan is we're going to be maybe here for 15, 20 minutes, not a long time, but just enough to really kind of take the information and really process it and help you have a really good experience. All right. So first of all, let me say this. So what is a max moment? All right. So if you have the book already, what you'll notice is the beginning of the book, what I did is I gave a little like introduction. Okay. So in the introduction here, I'll just read it quickly. So it says, what you have here in this book is a series of short stories called Max Moments. So what is a max moment? Okay, so a max moment is basically it's a short lesson that provides you with an opportunity to gain a powerful insight. Okay, so what is an insight? Right. Well, insight is simply a moment in life when everything changes. It's a moment when you stop and look at things in a different way. It's a moment when the ordinary can become extraordinary. It is a moment when the impossible can become possible. And all it takes is one insight to change your life. And so that's what the premise of this book is there's 42 of these little max moments, these insights that can, if taken the right way, can change your life and can give you that moment where you look at life in a different way, and it takes you from ordinary to extraordinary, or from good to great, or from impossible to possible. And that's how I designed this. And so we're going to look at one of them today. But before, okay, so some people are going to say, well, what do you mean by that? What is a master of meaning? Well, master of meaning is simply this: is that there's so many things that we have going on in our life, and there's only so many things that we can focus on one time. And whatever we choose to focus on, whatever we put our energy into, whatever we really sink ourselves into, okay, we have to give meaning to. So whatever we focus on, and for those of you who know me, I always use this phrase, where focus goes, energy flows. So what you focus on, you're going to feel, and what you focus on, you're going to get more of. And the way that happens is that whatever you focus on, you have to give a meaning to it. It's why two people can have the same experience and maybe have two different thoughts and two different feelings and two different outcomes based on the same scenario and the same situation. And it's because two people can create a different meaning of the same experience. And so what I challenge you to do is always be looking to master meanings in your life. Whatever's happening in your life, whatever adversity you're going through, whatever things are happening, how do you master meaning? How do you create a different meaning to the things that are happening in your life? And when we do that, when we become a master of meaning, when we really create a sense where we're in control and we can turn negative things into a positive things, and when we can turn fear into faith, and when we look at things where it's not the end but it's the beginning, then what we can actually start to see is that our life can create a different path because of it. And it all comes down to the meaning that we give to situations that happen in our life. All right, so that's what we're going to do today, okay, with our first max moment. And so I'll just open up again this little book. Appreciate you if you're on live or if you're going to be watching it later. I just appreciate you being here. Appreciate you taking the opportunity to take this information and apply it to your life. Because, like I say, I believe in this stuff, and I believe in you, and I believe that with the right max moment at the right time, you can create extraordinary things in your life. So there are five sections to the book, okay? And so the first section is on vision. You can have a great vision for your life. Once you have a great vision, section 2 is about how do you create the right mindset around that. So how do you create the right mindset that's going to allow you to focus on the vision and carry out the vision that you want? Section 3 is about habits. So once you have a great vision, you have a great mindset, then how do you take the right habits? How do you know what are the right habits to have and the right actions to take to be able to move along the path towards what it is that you want? And once you have a great vision, great mindset, great habits, then ultimately, what's going to happen? Life is going to hit you in the face. There's going to be some adversity. There's going to be a roadblock. There's going to be a little left turn or a right turn. There's going to be something you're going to be encountering. So when that happens, when the inevitable happens, when life happens, then you have to meet it with a level of resilience. So the fourth section is on resilience, and it's talking about how do I meet that level of adversity, and how do I meet it with a level of resilience that allows me to overcome and stay on the path. Okay. And that's really, really important. I mean, it's like I said, it's not a matter of if things are going to happen to us, but when things happen to us. And when those things happen to us, what type of mindset, what type of habits, what type of vision, but ultimately, what type of resilience do we have that's going to allow us to stay on the path? And then fifth and finally, there's a section on happiness. And I just say this, I know a lot of people that are really successful in life, but maybe they're not very happy. And I don't know if you've ever felt that before, where things are going really well for you in terms of like success and momentum in your life, but maybe deep down there's still something missing. And so the fifth section is about happiness. How do you show up to life? How do you pursue something really big? How do you go after something, your dreams, your goals, and big aspirations? And how do you take the journey and yet maintain a level of happiness and joy and fulfillment along the way? And I just think that is so important as we navigate this world of high performance. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. If it does, just type in the chat. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Type this in right here. Let me know in the chat. Does that make sense to you? And if it does, then what we're going to do, like I said, in this book club, is we're just basically going to take one max moment, and thank you for that. Thank you for lighting up the chat. Appreciate that. But what we're going to do is take one max moment today, and each month, just one max moment. And each month, I'm going to use a max moment from a different section of the book. And hopefully, like I say, by the time we get to the end of this year, then we'll have it all dialed in, and you'll have some really great takeaways. So let's get to the first max moment. Okay, so I'm looking at the time again. I don't want to be too long right here, but so the first one we're going to talk about today, and I'd be remiss if I didn't start out with the first max moment of the year 2023, the first max moment of the book club, and I didn't just start with the very first max moment in the book. So I thought, where do I start? The best place to start is at the beginning, right? So the very, very first max moment. So in the first section on vision, the very first max moment is called the $12,000 pizza. Here, boom. guy. And like I said, I'm not going to read it verbatim. If you have the book in front of you, then I encourage you to open to that page. But I'm just going to do a little like synopsis of it. But what I really want to focus on is the last part and the question at the end. So you've read this book before, like I say, it's called The $12,000 Pizza. And then maybe some of you haven't yet got the book. If you haven't, then I encourage you to get it. And if you haven't got the book, then like I said, what I'm going to do right now is give a little synopsis. So there is a pizza, right? So I often ask to start by this. I say, how much would you pay for a pizza? Right? How much would you pay for a pizza? And so I'm like, will it be $10? Right? $10, one that you just throw in the microwave, one that you buy at Trader Joe's or the local supermarket. Maybe $20 if you go to a restaurant. Okay? That actually happened to me the other day. My beautiful wife and I, we went to a restaurant and we actually got a pizza and it was $20, right? And in this maximum it says here, would you go to a restaurant and pay $20? I just did that. Okay. How about $40 if it was a massive pizza? Okay. Well, what if it was a pizza to end all pizzas, topped with the finest foods from around the world? What would you pay? Would you pay $100, $500? Well, as this is saying right here, the most expensive pizza in the world at the time that I wrote this was $12,000. $12,000. Okay. Right. It's called the Louis XIII and it is the most expensive pizza in the world and it costs $12,000. Okay. So here's the question. Do people buy a pizza that's that expensive? And the answer is yes. People buy it. Right? Now, this pizza is in Italy. You have to live in Italy to order it. And this pizza chef, this specialty pizza chef, he'll come by to your house and he will make it. And he uses things like lobster, Mediterranean squid, and caviar, right? And this very rare sea salt that he uses. Okay, and he comes to your house and he makes it. So it's a little bit different from Papa John's or Pizza Hut and stuff like that. Okay, but in this maximum, it says here, why do people buy it? Why do people spend $12,000 on a pizza? And the answer is because it's the only pizza like it in the world. It's the only pizza like it in the world. It is special. It is really unique. It's very special. And so the reason I'm saying that and I'm talking to you is because you're like that $12,000 pizza. And when it comes to your personal development, you got to treat your life like that way. You are like that $12,000 pizza. But I do think that sometimes, and it may not be you and it may not be the people on this on here, but I do know some people that treat their life like a $10 pizza, where it's like, it doesn't matter, or what I say doesn't matter, or what I do doesn't matter. And so we treat it like that $10 pizza or that $20 restaurant pizza, right? And then we half eat it and then we throw it away. Okay. But when you look at your life like it's a $12,000 pizza, then when you eat that $12,000 pizza, what do? Are you going to throw it away? No, you're not going to throw it away, right? You're going to eat every piece of it and you're going to savor it and you're going to take a long time to eat it. And you're going to probably eat it with some loved ones and some really important people to you because you want to create this whole experience around that $12,000 pizza because it's important. And the same is true of your life. Okay. The same is true of your life. And I just say right here, just like $12,000 pizza is the best pizza in the world, you deserve to lead your best life. And that will all start when you realize how unique you are. And it will all start when you realize that you are the only person in the world that can do what you do. Think about that for a minute. You've been put on this earth for something special, something unique. And it doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're in high school or if you're in college or if you're, a grown adult or if you're, you're even older than that, like wherever you're at in your journey, you have been blessed with this life and you've been blessed with something in you that you can give to this world. So this is where I want to kind of move on to, okay? And this is the part I want us to spend the last 5 minutes doing, okay? Because sometimes, as I told you before at the beginning, some people might read this max moment and then they're going to move straight to the next max moment. And they won't actually take a moment in time to think about this last section. So if you have a pen and paper, I'd encourage you to get a little pen and paper right now or on your phone or whatever it's going to do. But I'm going to ask you to do something. I ask you to write something down. Because at the end, I leave you with this, and I say that there is a quote from Buckminster Fuller. He says, or he asks this, he says, what is my job on the planet? What is it that needs doing that I know something about that probably won't happen unless I take responsibility for it? And so I want you to apply that to your life right now. Do me a favor and just apply it to your life and just think about it. Wherever you're at in your life right now, whatever you're doing, As we look into 2023 and you future pace and you look at the vision of what 123, I want you to write down, what is it that you need to do? What is your job on on the plan this year? What is it that needs doing that you know something about that probably won't happen unless you take responsibility for it? And I want you to write it down right now. I want you to take a moment. Be like the few who do versus the many who don't. Instead of moving on to the next max moment, instead of moving on to the next thing or the next big book, like take this time right now and write down, what is it that you can contribute to this world? What can you contribute to your life? What can you contribute to the lives around you? If you're on a team, what can you contribute to your team? If you're in a school, what can you contribute to your school? I just think about it right now. What is it that you have in you that you can use this next year, this platform for 2023, and you can show up and do it in a big way? Take another 20 seconds. And for anybody that's on there, just encourage you right now, because we don't have that interaction, we don't have the back and forth, like it's not like Zoom where we can see your faces, but in the chat, if you could just share in the chat, what is it? What is it in you? If that $12,000 pizza, right? What is it you have that needs doing that probably won't happen unless you take responsibility for it? Put it in the chat right now if you could. What special quality do you have? What special quality give you? Like I said, your team, your environment, the people around you, the people that you lead. Just drop it in the chat. Cool. And as we finish this up, okay? Very cool, Ken. I like that. Thank you for asking me this question. Being let in with the $12,000 pizza relating to my. So is there? Let me ask you this: is there something? Can you just respond? Mine is personal. Love it, Andrew. That's it. Exactly. Due to me. Exactly. Ability to see things that others don't typically. I love it. Taking leadership to help my team to success for the rest of it. That's awesome. I love it. I appreciate you sharing that. That is awesome. That's cool. I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm looking at what everybody put in the chat. That's fantastic. I appreciate you sharing. So again, I just wanted to take this time and just remind you that as we head into 2023, right? It's January, so we've still got a long way ahead, but the year goes quickly. If 2023 has taught me anything, it goes quickly. As we head into 2024, think about this right now. Think about, you are a $12,000 pizza, and you are. What I mean by that is you are special, you are unique, and you have something to offer. And when we have that uniqueness, we understand what that gift is we have, then it's our duty to share it. And so my encouragement for you today is look at your life, not like that $10 pizza, look at it like that $12,000 pizza, and show up to each day like that. Show up with that vision that you have something special to give. You have something to offer this world. And you have to take responsibility for it, because if not you, then who? And it's the reason why I wrote this book. It's the reason why we're having this max moment and this stuff right now, is because if not me, then who? Does that make sense, everybody? And I love it, Andrew, here, but for the world and for the club, love, serve, and care. I love that. I love that. When we share our love, when we show up and we serve and we care about others, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So I really love that. So I'm just reminding you again, this is just a quick thing today. We're not going to take too much longer. So I'll wrap up and just say that we're going to have one of these every single month. But as we kickstart today, just remember that message. Remember how special you are. Treat yourself like you are that $12,000 pizza. Be a master of meaning in your life. Be like the few who do versus the many who don't. Okay. And if you do that, then I promise you, 2024, you can have an extraordinary 2024, and you can do all the things that you say you want to do. But it starts by understanding the value that you bring to this world, the importance that you play in this world, the importance that you have to the people around you. Like I said, wherever you're at in your journey, whatever's going on in your life, you have a part to play. When you understand that value and that importance, it makes every day important. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, thank you for joining me. This is just, it's a new venture. I'm giving it a try. Hopefully there was some value today. Again, the purpose is not to do these long 1 hour, 2 hour things. I just wanted to come on, just share just a little something, get you kickstarted. There's going to be plenty more content coming out. There's going to be many more Max Moments coming out, and many more things I'm going to be doing over the course of the next few weeks and throughout the year. But what I'm going to commit to is each month I'm going to jump on here and I'm going to take one of these Max Moments from this book, and I'm just going to do a little deep dive just so you can have that little extra time to apply it and see how it applies to your life. Okay. So thank you for joining me. Go out, be a $12,000 pizza because you deserve it. Okay. As always, choose to live life to the max, and I'll see you soon.